Hi guys, back again with me Austin from About Heart. Today I'm going to share with you my experience on JoyToy 1/18 scale, or sometimes we call it 3 and 3/4 inch. Although this one is a bit particular. Okay, this is JoyToy's Warhammer 40k. It is an officially licensed product, and this is 4-pack Blood Angels Death Company Intercessors. Alright. So I've actually shared JoyToy Warhammer 40k before, the Ultramarines Intercessors and Infiltrators. Those two are the earlier releases from all this franchise in JoyToy. I'll put up the link here if you want to watch those two. Okay. Now, as far as I remember, this is supposed to come in also with, release it at about the same time with the mecha. I forgot what's the name, and then the other one is the Ultramarine Intercessors. Okay, also Intercessor Squad, but from the vanilla or the generic version, which is the Ultramarines version, the blue colored one. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is the packaging that we have. This is the artwork at the front. Okay. All right. Now, I'm not really an expert in Warhammer per se. Okay, my box is not really that good. When I shared to you, this is I like this. This is the blood, and then angels. I think that's the insignia for this chapter. Let's take the outer box first. Okay, so we have 4 figures here. Okay, they actually provide the head. We'll cover each one of them later on. Don't worry. Okay, Blood Angels Death Company Intercessors. Alright, copyright and stuff. No bio here. Don't worry, they usually provide the cards. Okay, so another picture here. So, okay, nothing. So now I think inside there are 4 boxes. We're gonna open one by one, but just a quick, maybe if you're not really familiar with Warhammer 40k, with the lore, with the storyline. Again, I'm not really an expert, but actually Blood Angels is one of my favorite chapter from all the Space Marine. So Space Marines has so many chapters. The generic one is the Ultramarines. In my opinion, they are pretty much like a Roman Empire. Okay, I think that's the inspiration coming from. Now, when you come to Blood Angels, though, they are kind of a blend of, I don't know, angel plus vampire. Of course, that's my interpretation. Please don't take it seriously. That's just my own take on them. And what's unique with these guys, okay, the Death Company, is because the actual main color for the Blood Angels is supposed to be red, okay, but only for this squad, which is the Death Company, they have this black mark or black color squad plus the X mark here. Okay, why? Because just quick explanation, that each chapter has their own genetic flow normally, or genetic traits. Now for the Blood Angels, they have at least 2, if I'm not mistaken, 2 traits. Okay, first one is called the Wrathers. It's simply what is it? It's called Wrathers. Is pretty much what it means. You know, they have the urge of bloodlust. You know, trying to devour the enemy's blood. So that's why I called vampires. Okay, in a way, cannot exactly need blood to survive, but they have that hunger to, for the lust for blood. And then there's another flaw which is called the black rage. Okay, that's also kind of a flaw, and if they fall to that, they will be put into a certain place, a tower or something, be separated from all the unit. And then when the time comes, they will be called to battle in this armor to attack the enemy as their last last fought battle. So basically they will be deployed for the battle to death. Okay, and they'll pretty much going berserk with all the rage. Okay, now I don't have all the time to explain to you why they have that flow. Okay, you can always read on the net what happened. Okay, it was pretty much related to the Primarch. The Primarch is the kind of the chapter leader, the initial chapter leader, and then all their gene seed to produce the soldiers is taken from the Primarch. Okay, so that's what happened. Alright, anyway, without further ado, I'll just open this up and show you one by one what's the inside box. Okay, let me check. And here's what's inside the box. We have 4 smaller boxes here, each containing one squad from this, one soldier from this squad. Okay, and what I like is that it's not a plain cover. We still have more information in even everything that's contained here. Okay, figure, accessories, okay, scale, yep. All right, so each box has different cover, so it helps, so we know that okay, this guy is in this box, this guy is in this box, and then yeah, this guy is in this box. I am actually waiting for my Ultramarine Intercessors squad as well. Okay, and then this guy in this box. But turned out I received the Dead Company earlier than that one, which is fine, because man, this is my one of my favorite chapter. Okay, and I think they spent a lot of time writing quite a backstory for these chapters. Anyway, so as usual, I'll cover one by one. If it's too long for you, you can always revert to the description down below, and you can check on the timestamp for each individual action figure. And as usual, we are provided with a very cool artwork card here. Okay. You see this very nice artwork. It's pretty much the same with the figure that we have. Blood Angels, Dead Company, Intercessors, and then this guy is actually called Brother Sergeant Samath. So I always start with the Surgeon. I'll focus more on the Surgeon, but we'll look one by one. But normally the base for this video, for this 4-pack, is the Surgeon, because the rest is pretty much similar, a bit different personality. But you can always look back for more details with the Surgeon. Okay. Now, if you know Mandarin, you can always pause this video and read, or use Google Translate or anything. Okay, so that's with the card. Okay, right. So this is the Surgeon. Now, before I continue, I mentioned that I also ordered the Ultramarine Intercessors. By the way, when I looked at Intercessors, it's kind of remind me that this is actually the Space Marine that I recognize. If you're not sure what I mean, okay, the one when they release the Infiltrators, when they release the Intercessors, I feel that it's really cool. But at that time, I didn't realize that they are simply not the the bread and butter of the Space Marine soldiers, or the core unit of the soldiers of a company of the Space Marine. Okay. And then I look back, they seems to be a bit thinner, but then when they released the Intercessors, now I realize this is the one that I've been that actually came across to my mind. This was the Space Marine that I remember, the bulkiness, menacing look, tall. Look at those shoulder pads, very big, right? And then this wings, right? Well, this is the Space Marine that I recognize, and it appears that, of course, along the way, it's been many years since I checked this franchise. A lot of updates. Of course, they want to sell more toys, so they probably create different kind of soldiers, which is understandable. I mean, look at Star Wars, right? But this is the Space Marine that I've always wanted to be in a toy form. The basic tactical squad. Okay, then they put names like Intercessors, they put names like Infiltrators. I think in the long ago, I mean, I never really dive into the miniature I only know that there's the Reckon squad or the Intel squad, something like that. And then there's the core squad, which is the tactical squad. Okay, but anyway, we're not gonna dwell too much in that. I just want to give you a quick look. So this is the Intercessor. Okay, the Intercessor is a trait. See, they're somewhat a little bit. Look at those big, chunky legs down there compared to this, right? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, and then look at that shoulder pad, man. Look at that, much bigger, isn't it? Okay, of course the backpack is different. Okay, just for the sake of comparison. Okay, the backpack for this tactical squad, nothing needs to be fancy, just normal like that. Okay, we're gonna focus on more details. So yeah, in my take, this guy is more like a recon squad, something like that. But anyway, I think this is the Intercessor. I'm sorry if I'm mistaken. And then another comparison with the other ones, the Infiltrators, right? Different backpack again. No radar, nothing, just antenna like this. But again, they are thinner. I mean, they are based on the same, similar mold with the Intercessors. So yeah, again, the shoulder pad. Again, look at this. I thought there's something missing here. And yeah, I'm missing these wings, man. Of course, probably not everybody have this. I have to check. Anyway, yeah, this is the ones that the Angel of Death, right? The Space Marine, okay, the Emperor's Angels, and yeah, now I realize that's what I've been missing. Okay, so that's really cool. Okay, I mean helmet wise, okay, I have the rather Samath helmet here. Okay, it's different kind of helmet, and this one is much cooler. This one is okay, still Space Marine look, but this one has more personality. Of course, this is the Death Company, right? You cannot compare between the two. So that's just kind of a quick comparison. All right, first of all, each of this squad has the unhelmeted, is that an English word? I mean the actual head inside the helmet, which is really cool. The paint on the eyes is nice. Okay, the hair is really cool, and then he has this bionic eyes implanted, being put on his head with metallic look and red touches. Is always nice. Okay, now if you look at the armor, you know that this guy is special because he has this big thing of a blood crest here. This blood is because he's the Blood Angels. I haven't checked. The Ultramarine might be different. Might be is that the Omega symbol? Kind of the symbol. Probably I haven't checked. We'll come to that later on. By the way, this Angel of Death looks really cool. Chrome skull, the wings. Now this is the Blood Angels. Okay, this is the Blood Angels. If you have the Ultramarine, you'll have this. Okay, basically wings and bloods, drop of bloods. Now this X is exclusive to the Death Company as far as I remember. Okay, so yeah, X red. Okay, all right. What else? So the bigger, I think this is a ball joint, but anyway, I'm not trying to open that. We'll try that later on the articulation part. Okay, down here the bulky boots with the X, looking cool. Now this is the Space Marine I'm talking about. The two peg holes, okay, and behind. By the way, this piece, as usual, it seems to be a separate piece. Okay, pretty similar. This is the head that came from the packaging. We have the trigger finger, the trigger palm on the right. We have the. Also, this one is already battle ready. Okay, this one is the holding, the the open palm to hold the bolter, the big bolter. Okay, now behind here we have this accessory which already being plugged, which is fine. We have this smaller holster. This one is an empty one, and I don't think they have given another pieces. Let me check. Yep, this is the only one that we have. It is actually ball jointed, so you can always take it off if you want to. It's really cool actually. They think about it. It's actually it's a dumbbell joint. As you can see, it's a ball joint to another ball joint, which connect to this floating skirt piece. Not really skirt, but kind of panty piece. And then has this pockets, which I think works in the same way as well. All right. Yep, it is a dumbbell joint as well. Okay. It does feel a bit, not really rubbery, I'm sorry about that. But you look at the paint, it looks nice. Okay, a bit wrinkle, a bit of patches. Okay, probably leather, not sure. Okay. So there are 2 peg holes there. All right. Now let's just appreciate a bit more detail. The linings. All right, the big boots. Look at the Crocs. It's like Crocs mixed with sandals. Actually, not really much of a Croc. It's a different, really like a heavy duty squad to me, But that's who they are. Even the torso here feels bulkier. Okay. Yep. So that's pretty much the basic with Brother Sergeant Samath here. For the articulation, as usual, the head is on a dumbbell joint, is ball joint to another ball joint. So, well, you cannot really look down, but this is up and down. You do have kind of side to side, quite a lot actually, by combining the 2 joints. Of course, you have ball joint and then you have full rotation. Okay. We'll try with the alternate head later on. Okay, so this is just the basic. The arm is the same. You have an extender, okay, which not really a butterfly joint, but it kind of wiggle a little bit. The shoulder pad here, or the shoulder, I don't know. It's not really a pad, isn't it? It's really an armor. Can move. I think it's a ball joint. But since the dimension here is quite big, it's not as agile as I want it to be, but as long as it can do shooting precision, I'm okay with that. Okay. All right, and then you have rotation on the arm. You have the hinge as usual. There, you have the hinge. See that shiny hinge? By the way, no extra joints for this package. So be careful. Sometimes JoyToy give us extra joints, but when they don't give, I hope that they really take care of the quality. Okay, so you have the hinge, and then up here it's not really visible because of the shoulder, but you have rotation up there. You have double jointed elbow, which is as usual awesome. And then you have this is a ball joint. Okay, it's pretty much a ball joint on the wrist. Okay, all right, and then on the torso here, you can look down this much only. Look up. I purposely put this back just to see how much articulated. Look up that much, actually quite okay. But mind you, this is without the backpack, okay? So with the backpack, it will be hindered, okay, for sure. All right, side to side rotation. You see up here, it moves independently than the one below. Okay, so yeah, pretty sure you can rotate this 360. Okay, pretty cool. So yeah, there are 2 joints there. Okay, 2 ball joints or dumbbell joints probably. Now the leg is normally on a ball joint. Let's see. Yep. Since it's quite bulky, you don't expect to be more acrobatic, but it's not bad actually. Quite a split. Quite a good front kick actually. Back kick this much only, and it's pretty much a ball joint, yeah. So no additional extension though, not like the arms, but yeah, ball joint. And then up here you see this cut of the armor. It does have rotation actually. Oops, okay, be careful with that. Double jointed knee. Let's try with the one with the X. Double jointed knee like this, and then the Crocs. Now the Crocs, I think it's a ball joint. Yeah, so you can look down that much, look up that much. Okay, and then you have toe joint. Okay, cannot really rotate though, but it does have certain rocker ankle here, very much needed, and the toe joint. First accessories that we want to see is of course the backpack. It has 2 pack holes as usual. It's pretty basic. Okay, still a very cool mold, but all in black. But it does have the red cross mark. That's cool. And this 2-piece normally you can move, yeah. But I don't see there is the need to do this. I think most of the time is always facing downward. And it's not really a 360 movement here. But anyway, okay. So of course this is aside from these 2 pack, the empty holster and the additional pockets is already plugged from the beginning. So we'll just try to plug this on him. Alright, easy peasy. And as usual it is quite tight actually. Let me try to remove it. Oh, it's easier now. I like that. Okay, it is much easier to plug it out now. I'll just keep it on. In case you're wondering how much you can look up now, not really. Yeah, but I mean the joint is there, but okay, now look much better with the backpack. No radar, no something, no antenna, just basic backpack. Now here's the smaller bolter. Okay, very cool. I like it. It has a kind of a very dark gray plus a bit of red touch, and this is because it's a dead company. Okay, so yeah, there's the red touch there. It's not really a bright red, but that's okay. Okay, look at the front, the hole there. You have the trigger the trigger hole there with the trigger, and you have this feature as well. You can take out the magazine. Okay, you can take out the magazine. You see the bullets in there. Quite cool. It's plastic. It's solid, and yeah, it's quite big actually for a small gun. But this is a bolter. If I'm not mistaken, that's the Warhammer term anyway. Since the right palm is already on the trigger palm, let's just try how easy it is to put the small bolter. And yep, it's super easy. The palm is good. There's a green dot there, by the way. The trigger finger enters into the trigger hole easily. The stretch is actually quite nice. Really like it. It holds quite well, actually. Okay. Fortunately, there is no the version that comes to be put at the back, and I won't see why. It's not practical. It will hinder the movement. But I don't know if that's the reason or just cost-cutting reason. Okay, but so far it's cool. Next is a close-handed weapon that is quite big. This is kind of a trademark of Space Marine weaponry. This is what they call the chainsword. Chainsword. Because so imagine a chainsaw, make it into a sword. This is what it is, a chainsword. Okay, I'm already holding it with the arm, with the palm provided. Okay, and in case you're wondering why I'm doing this, is just to stretch the peg hole so it'll be ready to be used to the figure. But it holds quite well, by the way, as you can see there. There's a gold skull at the bottom here, and then this is probably can be used to not only as a guard, maybe to punch your enemy, I'm not sure. Okay, but maybe to guard the palm from the enemy. Nice mold. I like the red color all across, and of course the look at that. Imagine, man, it can move like a chainsaw, and will tear apart the enemy, right? Okay, so yeah, it holds nicely once it's in. It holds very well actually, and this chainsaw is quite cool. I think normally the setup for a surgeon is they don't actually charge with big bolter like this. They will use this chainsword plus this smaller bolter in package. So I'll probably equip him with these two for my display. Next is the bigger bolter. I don't know what's the official name, but yeah, this is pretty much the main weapon of the Space Marine. It comes with this kind of a strap, which is not leather. I think it's a softer plastic, which is cool. I like that decision. It can be detached on this part actually, so you can kind of push it outward. Alright, like that, and then maybe you can try to equip it on your soldier first, and then you can reattach it back. I don't think that this side can be detached though. It seems to be glued. And seeing how bulky these guys are, I'm not sure how important this strap is. I have yet to see a picture where a Space Marine is, I don't know, holding the what do you call it? Holding it like this. Very, very, very rare, you know. Very rare. But now there's the option there. Okay, so you can just encircle the strap through the arm, and then you can hold it like this if you don't want to use it. It looks cool as well. Okay, I don't think you can use it like a crossbody. It will be very hard with the backpack, but this alone is really cool already. Okay, quite cool. All right. And then again, the dominant red touch. This is that company, and then with the dark gray, it has a bit of personality for this one. I checked the other one; it doesn't have this. Okay, it has a lettering Ultra. So I'm not sure why is it Ultra, or is it supposed to be the Ultramarines, but they just repainted. Anyway, it has trigger hole with a trigger. Okay, now there's this piece that shows the barrels. Okay, which is cool. I'm not sure whether this can be detached. Okay, probably not. Okay. And yeah, so overall it looks really cool. The metallic, the metal part. It doesn't have to be shiny sometimes, but the little highlighting, prefer those looking worn through battle. And here's how the shooting position two-handed can look like. By the way, putting on the trigger palm is very easy. It holds quite well as well. And if you notice, I actually take out the strap first before I put it on the two arms. Then I slide it here, down here, through the hole, and then I plug it back. Okay, and then I adjust the position of the left holding palm here, and it's actually quite good. It's not a sniping pose. It is not a sniper rifle. It is more like I think kind of a machine gun, a submachine gun, something like that. Okay, but you see the range. Okay, is actually not bad. right? Looks quite good for a shooting position. And I think we can try to do a lower position, kind of a shotgun shooting position. But this is what might take. Probably I'll do that on the other figure on this set. I just want to show you this, okay? And as usual, just to make it easier, normally I put the thumb on the gap there just to let it stays there. It helps for me, okay? And yeah, just adjust the position that you like, and you have a kick-ass shooting position with this. For the palm, already mentioned, you have the trigger right here, okay? It's normally on pair with the open left, is for the bigger bolter, the main gun, okay, or the machine gun bolter, something like that, to do two-handed position. Of course, with this one you can also use it for the smaller bolter, or even the holding this chainsword. I think it's possible for sure, okay? Then aside from those two, we also have another four pieces of palm here. So these two at the back, okay, these two at the back is actually what I call a fist. So if you want fist fight, you use this. Okay, is one on the right, one on the left. It actually does have a small hole, but I still call it a fist because you see the thumb and the fingers is actually connected. And I don't want to stretch it too much just to put something on it. You can try with the knife from the Infiltrator or Intercessors, but normally I use this for the knife, for the fist, for this guy, for the Intercessor, okay? And then the rest is, we have, we have the trigger left here. It's pretty much trigger finger, but on the left. Yep, you can also use it for the smaller bolter. You can also use it for the chainsword for sure. And this one, we have the big grabbing one. See, the difference with the fist is that this one, the thumb is separate than the finger, with the finger. So this is what I used earlier for the chainsword, okay? Now in the past, I would say I have a problem with the extra arm because the peg hole is too tight out of the box. So you need to kind of stretch it before you change. But I'm gonna try. I don't think I've stretched this one. I'm gonna try to change it. So basically, it's the same with the Infiltrator. You have 3 palm on the right, 3 palm on the left. Okay, you can mix match of them, of course. Now let me try to use this on the right. I haven't stretched this one, so we'll see how easy. I think still hard. Okay, this one is much better than the Ultramarine Infiltrator or Intercessor. Of course, it's probably just due to me being just freakish, just too weak to plug in this. But this one is, I feel that the palm on this Intercessor is much stretchy compared to, is that even the word? Stretchy compared to the Ultramarine Infiltrators or to the Intercessors. So I think that's good, but I still do the stretching. I do stretching with this piece, just like just now. Okay, I do the stretching with those. So yeah, it depends on you. You can always use hair dryer treatment. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'll try to change the left palm. I'll try to do the left with the trigger left. Okay, so I'm gonna do the chainsaw with the smaller bolter combo. Let me try. As you can see, this one is harder. I think I may need to stretch it. So this is good. I don't need the stretcher, the tool that I use here. I can straight away use it, but it's actually still very tight for me. Okay, but don't worry. Okay, it works fine. Now I already put the chainsword, already put the small bolter. Now the last accessories is of course the helmeted hat. Alright. By the way, both hats looks cool, looks really great. Even the head, I mean, normally for this figure this size, the paint on the head is always my at the top of my priority list check, because not all company can do something good with a small size like this. Okay, I mean my experience, but maybe today's modern and it's different, it's getting better. But look at those small ears right here. Yeah, but this helmet looks really cool as well. I like the black and red. Black and red is always a good match. A bit metallic, a bit of added touch on the. Well, they have many types of armor, many types of armor, many series. So I cannot I keep updated on those. But I like the red is quite shiny in a way. It has a bit of life, and it has a little bit of blood drop touches. It's probably because he's the surgeon. I have to check later and compare it with the other guys. Okay. Thing is, what I call the problem with this one is, you see, the pig hole for the extra head is actually quite big. Okay. Now the issue comes when you want. Well, it's a minor issue. Okay, so please don't take it too seriously. But you see, the ball joint that connects to the body is actually much smaller than the one that connects to the neck. Okay, so you cannot, I mean, in my experience, you cannot take out this. Okay, if you want to take the head only, you cannot do it. I mean, in my case here, because the peg hole it keeps being pulled out. Okay, and then it's not easy to just plug the peg hole unless you heat it up. Okay, that's the only way that I did. I don't use hot water. I just heat it up, and then I move it here. Okay, and it's true, the bigger ball joint is actually much tighter than the smaller one down below. It's probably the same case with the other figure, but we'll see about that. And yeah, this is the only issue. Sometimes if you cannot apply it straight away, I mean do things straight away, and you need to do something a little bit, it's a bit annoying for me. Or just a bit annoying, but don't worry, it's a great figure. And there it is. A really cool Space Blood Angels Surgeon. Okay, I think this helmet is normally worn by the one squad that has jetpack. I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, I think that's the assault squad or something. I cannot remember, but it looks really cool. Look at that. Now this is the Space Marine that I've been looking for in the figure form, and it's awesome. It's really cool. Okay, but maybe for this guy, I don't know. I'm still considering whether I put it with the face. I mean, it looks great as well, but this helmet also is great, right? So maybe for the surgeon, I'll display him with this hat. We'll see. But yeah, look at that. Look, this one is much better, of course. So yeah, with the bolter, with the chainsword, okay, looks really cool. We're gonna have a look at the next soldier, that company, Intercessor. Okay, so we have the card as usual. The card, as always, looks pretty much similar with the figure. Okay, looking good like this. Blood Angels, that company, Intercessors, and this guy is called Brother Garius. Okay, so if you understand Mandarin or if you want to read, you can use Google Translate perhaps, or you can pause now. Okay, So very nice looking card as always. And we're gonna look at Brother Garius here. Okay, so at a glance, quite similar, but we'll see whether he has certain personality that that is different than Sergeant Samath. Okay, but let's have a look. Of course, the first thing first that we need to see is the head sculpt, the human head sculpt here, which is quite good. He looks kind of old. He also has bionic eyes on the left, okay, with that red touch. The nose, the cheeks, the lips looking good. Even the eyes is looking good. I think that's the strong point for JoyToy as well. He has a bit of device on the forehead, that right side. I think that's kind of an implant. They normally have implants even at the back of his head like that, or it's actually connect to the bionic eyes. Okay, so yeah, it's looking cool. Maybe just a quick comparison with the human head sculpt of Brother Sergeant Samath. Okay, so Samath looks younger, but that's maybe just my. Or the bionic eye is actually a bit similar, but Samath has bigger device there, whereas this guy is smaller. Okay, now that's for the head. Looking good as usual. How about the armor? Now the chest piece, always the wonderful angel of death skull with angel wings, right on the right. The X of Death Company, the red cross. He doesn't have this blood piece here because he's not the surgeon. Blood angels insignia on the right, so similar. Look at that blood red, right? Now down, of course, everything else pretty much the same, but we'll see. All right, so the left knee has this X mark as well. But he has a little bit, it's kind of, do you remember on the olden days, even probably today, they make a seal for letters using hot metal and, what do you call this? I forgot what it's called. It's candle-like material. But it has letters here. It is a bit elastic on this letter part, but it seems to be glued, so I'm not sure. I think you may need to pay attention when you play around. There's a super small letters, which probably is not even a letter, just something to look as if it's written there. Okay, so that's one of his personality. Okay. Yeah, so that's good. They each have their own personality in the armor. I like that. Okay, looking at the back, I haven't put the backpack yet, but he also has the same configuration. So he has this empty holster, which is actually a ball jointed. Of course, the shoulder pads is also ball jointed, the same. And then he also has this pockets, which is also ball jointed. All right. So they don't give us the holster with the gun inside, so I'm okay. Sometimes you cannot win all the time, Sometimes the things are not needed. I'm okay. All right. So that's pretty much with the figure. Articulation wise, okay, the head is on a ball joint. Okay, turn around. Same with Samath. If you want more detail, please look at Samath. Okay, it's a dumbbell joint. Look at the timestamp. Check for Samath. Okay, so ball joint on the shoulder pad. You can extend the arm a little bit. And there's a clicking. Okay, like this. There's a gap. You can rotate. You can use the hinge. Right. Up here you have rotation on the arm. Up there. Up. And then the bicep. You can. Band is the shoulder pad is kind of hindering, but it's actually quite good range. right? And ball joint also on the wrist. Now this part is the tricky part. You have, I think it's ball joint up here and ball joint down here. So if you combine the two, you can look down that much. You can somewhat look up. Oops. Okay, so that's what it looks like down here, but also have another one down here. Okay, so yeah, it allows for ball joint motion, but once you have put the, what do you call this, backpack, will be hard to do upward motion. But yeah, it does have actually, and of course you have full rotation. You have full rotation up here and here. Okay. Well, the legs is on a ball joint. Oops. Okay. I never take it out before, so this is a good chance. So up here is ball joint. You can do front kick. Okay, you can do back kick is hindered, but oh, what's wrong with this guy? But we can do ball joint motion. Let me try. Well, if you have played with JoyToy before, then you know that JoyToy figures is usually very easy to be customized. And yeah, I haven't tried. By customizing means is kit bashing. Okay, of course I'm not saying about hardcore customizing as if making your own mold and stuff, but you can mix and match stuff with the other figure. So it's not surprising for me to see that it was easy to pop off, but don't worry, it still hold. Okay, you have rotation up on the thigh just now on the joint, and then you have, okay, we'll see whether this piece will hinder it. Nope. You have ball jointed knee as well, and yeah, the shoes. Okay, you have proper ankle, you have up and down. It's also kind of a ball joint motion, I think, and the toe joint. Accessory wise, of course, he has the backpack, which I'm gonna put right now. Okay, the same thing here, two pegs. Okay, very easy to put on, just like that. This part moves a little bit, but I think normally it goes down like that. His backpack is kind of plain. The Sergeant has a little bit of X mark there, but everything else seems the same to me. No differences. They don't need anything. Yeah, the tactical soldier. Okay, just to attack. And then of course I've explained to you this backpack. Oh, let me show you the arm that we have. Okay, so it's the same set of wrists, by the way. The default is the trigger right with the supporting left, which normally we use for two-handed shooting position. Okay, so holding it trigger on the right, and then holding the bolter with the left palm. Okay, now and then you also have the two more on the right, two more on the left. So what are those two wrists? This is what I call the fist. Yes, it has hole. So, but it's very hard to grab something except for the knife from the Intercessors or from the infiltrators. So you have what I call the fist left, and then we have this is the trigger left, and then we have the fist right. Okay, this is fist right, and this is kind of almost like a fist right, but it's more kind of grabbing. I normally use it with this Intercessor to grab on the chainsword, which I'm gonna share to you after this. First weapon I'm gonna show you is the chainsword. It's pretty much the same with Brother Samath. Okay, with the skull. I really like the black and red, and it's not even a super bright red, but still good. Looks weathered. Look at this metal piece. Okay, now I realize my Brother Samath chainsword has a bit of paint chip here from the gold, which is fine, but it's pretty much the same, no differences at all. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit more on the back as well. Well, now I know this one belongs to Samath, but anyway, okay. So normally you can actually grab this using the trigger. Let's try to grab this using the trigger left. Okay. So aside from grabbing with the gun using the trigger palm, you can use it to also grab this chainsword as well. This is the smaller bolter. Okay, still the same, pretty much the same with what we have with Samath. No differences at all. It has trigger hole with the trigger and nice black red. Okay, nice weathered metal paint, and it has this part of the magazine can be retracted. And for now, for this one, I'll try to grab it using this open, but this one is not a trigger palm. Okay, so you don't see the trigger finger separated, but you can actually also use this to grab onto the weapon if you want to, kind of a standby position wise. Okay, I normally use this palm to grab on the chainsword just like now, but even the trigger palm do it as well, so it just pretty much your preference if you want to exchange it. See, the trigger finger doesn't go into it because it's just grabbing on it. Now the heavy bolter, I forgot whether that's the official name, but this is the main weapon. Shape wise is pretty much the same with what we have with Samath. I'll give you a quick comparison. Okay, here. Alright, so overall it's the same, right? The black red, okay. The magazine that's visible, I mean this one part, which is nice, the trigger hole, the trigger, and then it also comes with this strap which you can detach on this part. It's kind of leather-like, but I think it's a soft plastic, which is cool. I like that it can be removed like this, but still it holds quite well. The personality is on the skull here. Okay, so this one has, I'm not sure whether this one is actually the normal one, because we have yet to see the last, so the rest two figures aside from these two battle brothers. But the one with Samath has Ultra, okay, whereas this Garius has the wings, the skulls with the wings. Okay, so let's see. We'll check whether the other figure have the same or different personality on the heavy bolter. Okay, the last accessories is the helmeted hat. Okay, which surprisingly for Garius' case is easier to take out the pack from the human hat and move it into the helmeted hat. In fact, the helmeted hat hole seems to be tighter than this one, so that's kind of interesting to me. So just quick comparison with the Sergeant. Alright, so I think overall look is the same, but the Sergeant has that blood insignia on the head, okay, which shows I'm the boss. Well, not really, you're not even the chapter master, but yeah, I think it's a really cool helmet. I like this part on the mouthpiece, which looks really cool, and also the eyes. They paint the eyes quite shiny, which make it kind of a live illusion, you know. So yeah, that's the head, and maybe let's just, I think this is kind of the generic look for the helmeted head of the Dead Company Blood Angels Intercessor. So probably the rest is the same, but we'll have a look. So this is Brother Garius, guys. Now in the process of playing around with his head, you know, like I mentioned, the peg is tighter on the helmeted head in the case of Garius, and somehow it popped off the neck. Okay, so if you want to see what's going on with the neck, so that's how it is. So it is actually the head, and then it connects to a certain shape, kind of a think of it like a big pack, a pack hole shaped a certain way, and then that's how the shape. Okay, and then you can just put it back. Now if it happens to you, don't worry, it's actually okay. It's actually reasonably tight. You can just keep it like that, or you can just glue it on, because I realized on the other figures it seems to be probably supposed to be glued on. Next, as usual, we have the card. It's looking great here. He looks angry, and at a glance, this one always is pretty much the same with the figure that we have. And I see a bit of personality here and there from the card itself, so we'll see. Okay, Blood Angels Dead Company Intercessor, and his name is Brother Araclal. Araclal, is that how to pronounce it? I'm not sure really. If you can read Mandarin, you can pause now, or you can use Google Translate and read the bio. Okay, so Araclal, or just call him Ara. Anyway, all right. So this is him. As usual, my first focus is on the head sculpt first. Human head sculpt. He doesn't have bionic eyes, but instead he has this headpiece that, I don't know, bionic ear perhaps. That so many implants in the Warhammer universe, so I'm not sure. Okay, so it also goes way back to the back of his head as well, with that nice red dot. The hair looks pretty much like Samath, probably more bright. He has that forehead implant, the small little metallic dot, and he looks angry. Look at those teeth, but it looks awesome. I think it looks great. The ears, the eyes, the cheek, the nose, the teeth, yeah, overall looking really good. Okay, maybe just quick comparison of head sculpt with the Sergeant. Okay, so this is the Sergeant. Oops. Just checking on some stuff. The implant is a little bit different on the back here. Okay, and of course it's a different implant. Samath looks to be more calm. They look similar but different expression, but probably just me. Okay, and then comparison with Brother Garius here. Garius also looks calm, probably the quiet type. He looks to be kind of a more explosive type. Let me check at the back here, at the back of their head. Okay, so it's similar to Samath there. Alright, so let's have a look at the armor. How about the armor? So he has the usual Blood Angels, Chromie, Gold, Copper, not sure what it is. Blood Angels always, and they are consistent on the blood. I like that. I like the wings, the X mark. Okay, the X mark on the, I think everybody has this. The X on the left knee. And then, oh, now he has this. I think it's the same with Garius. Samath doesn't have this. Oh, do you see that? The mold is actually kind of different. So the one from Garius one, the side at the front here is leaning more to the left, and then the one at the back is on the right. Whereas this one, the one at the front is on the right, and the one on the back is on the left. Okay, and I feel that still you need to be careful. Yes, it is kind of rubbery, but you have to be careful with that. Let's take a look. What's written in there? Kind of a chanting mantra or something. Alright, anyway, let's just continue. But everything else seems to be pretty much the same. I think he's kind of similar with Garius, with the difference in here. Sorry, on this piece here. The back is the same. Okay, so ball jointed pockets, 3 pockets, and ball jointed empty holsters with these pockets as well. The big shoulder pad, which is ball jointed. Okay, and yeah, well, all right. So of course he doesn't have that blood shoulder piece, which belongs to Samath because he's not the surgeon. For his articulation, similar. I'm not gonna do much detail. Just quick look. If you want to see more details, look at the timestamp. Check on Brother Samath's articulation. Okay, the surgeon. All right. So it's pretty much the same. It's a dumbbell joint. So you have ball joint to another ball joint, okay, to the neck, which connect to the torso. Okay, look at that. So of course you have ball joint motion and then another ball joint connected to the head. And you can look up, look down, look up. Oh, what happened? Come on. Okay. Right, so yeah, full rotation, side to side. Of course, because of this piece of the armor is a bit difficult. You can extend the arm. Yep, it may not be very visible. The one on the left is a bit tighter, but yeah, I don't know if you can listen to the click. Okay, this one is easier to see. Rotation, yeah, the hinge. Okay, of course the shoulder pad is a bit bigger than the infiltrator and cursor, and then up here you have rotation, and then the bicep bend, the elbow bend, sorry, which is actually a double jointed, but yeah, because of the shoulder pad it's a bit awkward, but don't worry, still works fine. And then you have a double joint, actually, we'll just call it ball joint on the wrist, and then ball joint here and ball joint here. Okay, rotation, downward, upward, you can combine the two. Okay, like that. And then the legs, you can split this much. It's a ball joint. Front kick is quite good. Yeah, they allow for good sitting position because there is the mech, right? The mech from the Warhammer as well. Then, but backward not really. Okay, up there you have rotation. Okay, of course it's a ball joint motion, yeah, a bit hindered because of the mold sometimes on the armor. The knee bend is actually kind of a double, it is a double jointed knee. Okay, and then of course we have the shoes here, not really shoes, but the armor is a kind of a rocker, and then you have up and down, and then yeah, plus the toe joint. His accessory first is the backpack. I think it's the same backpack with Garius, with no X, with no cross marks. You can move this part here. Okay, let's see, Garius. Yep, so just black. Whereas Samath has this X mark. Okay, easy to put on him, very simple. Now how about the palm? The palm, as usual, for these intercessors, the default is the trigger right. Okay, and then the open supporting left. This is for two-handed shooting position. I think I'm gonna pose him with this. I'll explain to you why. So two palm already, and then we have the extra two. The extras are the same, two on the left, two on the right. The first two that I'm gonna share to you is the as usual, the two fists. Okay, we have two fists. I hope it's visible. The two fists. This one is the fist. Okay, fist left, and then fist right. Okay, and then this is the grabbing right. This is normally I use it for the chainsword, but also can be used for other things. So I mean for the other weapon as well. Okay, open palm with no trigger finger separated. This is the trigger left. You can also use this for the chainsword and the pistols and the bolters. Okay, with the trigger finger stand out a little bit. The chainsword is pretty much the same. Okay, so you will want to see more details. Look at Brother Samath. Okay, on the timestamp. We have the skull chrome, okay, the black red, nice metal, nice piece here. Ooh, look at chainsaw, right? Yeah, and be careful with this part that you don't want to break them. No, nothing rubbery, is all solid. Okay, so like I mentioned, I normally use the trigger, sorry, the open palm for this one. Let me try. The palm is super rubbery, well, not super, but it's rubbery enough, so it's very easy, okay, to grab. Next is the smaller bolter. It's also the same, no personality. Okay, I think it's the same. Black red trigger hole. Okay, some highlight piece. Highlight, I think, dry brush. Yeah, looking very good. And the magazine you can retract. Okay, I'll try to put the left trigger palm. Very easy. Just slide the trigger finger into the trigger hole like that. Okay, now here's what makes him different with the other battle brother. Well, we have yet to check the last one figure, but his heavy bolter is different. Okay, the basic shape is similar, okay, and then the color scheme is also the same, but it has different wings here. You can see, I think this is a cool look, more like a bat with bird wings. Okay, let's just compare to Samath's. Samath has this piece which has ultra, okay, whereas Garius is skull and wings, kind of a blood space marine, angel of death insignia version. Now what these two doesn't have is actually the grenade launcher piece here. Okay, so there's additional hole down, and then if you notice on the strap, okay, on the strap here, there are ammo, big ammo. Okay, now I still not sure whether we can actually take this off, just like the smaller bolter. I don't want to risk it. Okay, but this piece, the strap here, I don't think it's removable though. I haven't tried, and I don't want to force it as well, because it's doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, that's what makes him different. Brother Ara here, Araclal, and that's the reason why I'm gonna pose him with this weapon, because of this. Yep, so far looking good. So yes, this additional piece which acts kind of a grenade launcher, but everything else is the same. Okay, everything else is the same. Last is his helmeted head. I think this one is the generic one, same with Garius. Okay, let me check Garius's. Yeah, pretty much the same, but I still like the consistent blood red color on the eyepiece. Okay, everything else is pretty much the same. So yeah, if you want to mix around, I think that's okay. But yeah, I checked again that only Garius had the neck piece to be removable here. Okay, I'll probably try to glue it on, to re-glue it, who knows. Okay, now if you haven't checked on Samath, if you jump straight away here, Samath has that blood marks on the forehead, because he's the surgeon. So we have arrived at the fourth and the last figure in this set. Okay, not in order or anything. Okay, I just start with the surgeon first and then go random next. But as usual, the artwork, we have the artwork here, which is pretty much the same with the figure that we have. Okay, that's what I like. Blood Angels insignia, Blood Angels Dead Company Intercessors. Okay, this guy is called Brother Zohane. I don't know if I pronounce it right. Zohane, Zohane, Brother Zo. I'll just call him Brother Zo. Right, if you want to read the bio, you can just pause now, use Google Translate or anything. Alright, well, it is China official license product. What do you expect? Okay, so Brother Zo here, okay, is kind of the most plain. Well, not really. Okay, so let's take a look at a glance for the armor. Okay, now, okay, his personality, first of all, is of course on the head sculpt first. So let's focus on the head sculpt. I'll tilt it up a little bit so you can see. All right, we don't really see his mouth, so he's using that kind of a mask device. I'm not really sure, but the eyes look sharp. He has little implant on the forehead there. By the way, his hair is super, I mean, compared to the rest of the guy, is neat. More like the flamboyant, quiet but deadly type, you know. But nah, that's me just joking. Okay, so that piece connect to the both implant on the ears, which I'm not sure is that communicator device or anything, and then on the back it's like this. Okay, now okay, let me show you why I say that his hair is the different. Okay, so this is Samath. Okay, Samath, the brothers, the surgeon. Okay, looks kind of mature and calm, kind of a strategist face. All right, and then this is Ara. Ara is kind of an explosive, angry battle brother. Seems a bit younger as well than the rest of the guy probably. This is Garius. Looks to me kind of a firm, calm also. Probably next surgeon in line kind of face. Or kind of a dependable older brother. Whereas this one is, yeah, kind of the younger but also dependable brother. But please don't take this comment seriously. I'm just trying to describe what I see. Okay. So yeah, it's looking great. It makes me wonder, should I put him with this hat or should I put him with the helmeted hat? Sometimes it's a hard choice to make. Okay, so let's go through the armor as usual. Is it copper? Is it bronze? Is it gold? Angel of Death, and then blood angels with the blood red. I like that. And then the cross mark here, the cross on the left. Yeah, okay. He doesn't have the piece on the legs like Garius. This is Garius version. Okay, has letterings on it, but he doesn't have that. This is Araclal's version, a bit different than Garius's. That's okay, so a little bit mark there. I think he is kind of the efficient one. Okay, but the surgeon doesn't have it as well. So yeah. Now another differences also is he doesn't have the extra pocket here. Okay, so normally on this piece, the other guys have this extra piece. Okay. Oops, sorry. Has extra pockets, which is also ball jointed here. Okay, but he doesn't have that. But he also has this empty holster, which is ball jointed. Okay, so you can move it around. You can take it out even if you don't like it. Okay, strawberry. So yeah, he's the kind of a more efficient one. He doesn't like to put on pockets and stuff. So I'll probably use him with the chainsword. Who knows? We'll see. Okay. Everything else is the same. Of course, he doesn't have that blood. The blood shoulder piece here because he's not the surgeon. Okay, so that's with Zohane. For his articulation, just a quick look. If you want more detail, please look at the timestamp. Check on the Brother Samath surgeon's articulation. the head is on a ball joint, dumbbell joint actually. So the head, the neck, and it has additional move, by the way. So you can rotate, you can tilt it side to side, and maximizing those two ball joint, you can quite a bit of a range. Okay, of course it depends on the sculpt of the head as well. Okay, so you can maybe look up a little bit like that. You can extend the arm as usual. Okay, both arms, and rotate. The shoulder piece here actually has ball joint. Okay, you can remove it if you want to look at it. Okay, like that. Rotation already. You can use the hinge. Okay, you can use the hinge like that, and then it doesn't have butterfly joint. You have rotation here. You have the elbow bend, double jointed elbow, and then you have rotation on the palm, so on the wrist here. Okay, kind of ball joint as well. Now the tricky part is here. You have ball joint up here, you also have ball joint down here. You can combine the two. Okay, look up, quite okay, but still missing the backpack. With the backpack this is not impossible. You can do rotation. Okay, rotation down here, rotation up here, so it depends up to you. Okay, this piece seems to be a bit rubbery, so yeah, that's okay. It's actually normally a separate piece, but it's quite tight. So oops, the leg you can split. It's a ball joint because the armor is bulky, so yeah, it's a bit hard to move around, but that's okay. This is the Space Marine suit supposed to be. So front kick like that. It is still a ball joint, but yeah, kind of limited, but you see the movement. Okay, so up here, as you can see, you have rotation. I just try to put it back on. Don't worry, it happens sometimes, but still okay. And then you have double jointed knee. Okay, quite good, more than 90 for a bulky guy. And of course the ankle, up and down, side rocker. Okay, maybe someone can do rotation, if not without, because of this piece. And the toe joint. The backpack here is a plain one, so it's similar to the rest of Battle Brothers except for the Sergeant, because Sergeant has X mark here. I wish they all have that, but no. Let's just put it on him very quickly, very easily. This piece can move as usual. Okay, right, so that's the backpack. We normally keep it on all the time. Okay, what's next? Alright, let's see the palm. So the default palm is as usual, the trigger palm on the right and the supporting palm on the left. Okay, now for the rest of the palm, as usual, we have two more sets. So two fisting. So this is the fisting, fist left, fisting. I think this is fist right. This is the open gripping right for the chainsword, or for the blaster as well, but without the trigger finger. This is the trigger left. Okay, also can be used for the what do you call it? The blaster or the bolter. This is not Star Wars. The bolter, smaller bolter as well, and the chainsword. All the Battle Brothers have the same chainsword, no differences. The gold skull, okay, yeah, the black red, and then kind of metal look, weathered look. I like that. Nothing rubbery. So yeah, I'm gonna probably put him on this. We'll try it with the trigger right here. Okay. But the trigger right is quite rubbery as well. So yep, you can use it for the chainsword like this. Okay, this is the smaller bolter. Okay, the same, no differences between the four Battle Brothers. The trigger hole with the trigger. Okay, black red piece, and yeah, metal piece, a bit of dry brushes here and there, and you can take out this magazine. His magazine a bit loose compared to the other Battle Brothers, so there's something that I need to take a look on. You don't want to miss this part. Okay, but it still holds, by the way. Okay, but it's usually tighter like that. But probably can be fixed. We'll see what can we do. His heavy bolter is actually the same with Garius. Okay, the basic shape is the same, but the differences is usually on this insignia of skull and wing, which is the Angel of Death. Now, if you're not understanding what I'm talking about, this is Brother Samath, the Surgeons. He has Ultra there, which I'm not sure what are those. This is Garius, like I mentioned, is the same, no differences. Whereas the Brother Aras has a grenade launcher here. Okay, and yeah, the ammo on the strap, and then it has different insignia. Okay, so yeah, in a way, this guy is the Zohane, is the more generic one, but he still have this also. This piece you can take out, can make it easier if you want to do two-handed sitting position, and then you can put it back on. Well, it depends on you. Okay, really depends on you. You can probably use it also to hold. I haven't tried. It's not that I haven't tried, but I rarely see a Space Marine, a picture of Space Marine holding the bolter like this. This is his helmeted head, which is the standard helmeted head, looking cool. I like still the red blood on the eyepiece. Okay, looking really great. This is pretty much the same with what we have with Garius and also Ara, but Samath has a slightly different because he's the surgeon. He wants to show that he's different. He has this blood on insignia on the forehead. So yeah, but everything else is the same. Right, so before we continue, let's just have a quick measurement. It's kind of a rough measurement, by the way, because sometimes when you measure like this, it depends on the position of the legs. It stands roughly 11.5 centimeters, or around 4.5 inch. Yeah. So it's probably less, probably more. And by the way, this one is using the helmeted head. Okay, so it's bigger than what we normally find in the 3/4 inch, and even not all companies actually a true 3/4 inch or 1/18 scale, but they market it as a 1/18 scale. Okay, so I'm not gonna dive more into the details on that, but what we know is this guy is supposed to be bigger, taller than a normal human being, because they are enhanced human in that way, in that regard. Okay, so there are debates whether this is not exactly accurate according to the fluff, according to the background story, but hey, for me, as long as it's still reasonably bigger than the normal human, then I can accept it for now. Okay, so let's compare with several action figure lines first. Okay, I have Marvel Universe here, and it's so small compared to him. I have Acid Rain, look at that. Right, I have G.I. Joe here. Okay, so and as you can see, this guy is much bigger than these lines. Okay. Of course, that will be the same case even for Star Wars. And that trooper is supposed to be a tall character, but even then still towering. Right. What else do we have here? How about K2SO? K2SO is a taller robot. Okay, as you can see, but K2SO is much thinner. Height-wise is, yeah, Alright, that's interesting. How about compared to JoyToy? So this is a cosmic theme, futuristic theme of JoyToy release. Okay. And yeah, it's still towering, but while a lot of people debate that it's not enough, it should be probably around this height or probably more. I'm okay with it, really, with all the debate and stuff. Okay. How about JoyToy? This is JoyToy World War II. And then I also have this girl from JoyToy, which is super tall. Super tall lady. Okay. Anyway, and maybe lastly, there's another debate as well that mentioned maybe this is supposed is how it should be. If this is a normal human, then this is probably a space marine height should be. Okay, I'll leave it to you all, which are your preference. By the way, this is not 118, this is 125 from JoyToy as well. Okay, the pilot of one of the mech. So yeah, how do you feel? Oh, by the way, of course, we need to put side by side with the earlier JoyToy release. Okay, this is the Infiltrator, if I remember it correctly, and this is the Intercessor Sergeant. Height-wise, they are, I think, quite similar. But if you see the bulkiness, okay, let me move the chainsword a little bit so that you can see the bulkiness on this side, right? These are very lean compared to this, right? And then the shoulder pad, look at those shoulder pad, right? So big. And then of course the Angel of Death on the chest is really make it really different. Okay. Of course I cannot compare all the Intercessors and Infiltrators here. It's just some of the figures from those set. But you see, that's why I really like the Intercessors. And even, I did not stop at that company. I also am waiting for the Ultramarine to come. It's because of this. Now I realize, oh, this is the Space Marine that we need to have. The bulky Space Marine, the representative of what a Space Marine look like. Although there's still the debate with the height. Okay, but this is it. All right. So yeah, and I would say the Intercessor here, and especially this is a Death Company, is my favorite JoyToy squad figure right now. Okay, now if you notice my configuration of the squad, okay, let me move them a bit closer to you so that you can see what's going on here. Okay, so I'm trying to kind of put them into different arrangement. Okay. Now normally, if I remembered correctly, the Blood Angels, especially the Death Company, they would love to charge the enemy close combat. Okay, that's what the nature is. That's why I put most of them with the chainsword. Okay. But I did put Araclal here with his signature heavy bolter with the grenade launcher. Okay, still looking good. Next time I have the Ultramarine Intercessor, I'll probably post them more with the heavy bolter. But since this is the Dead Company, yeah, this is my preference. I am having difficulty to decide whether I have to use the helmeted head or not. Normally, before this, I think the helmeted head is much cooler. They look more like a squad, special squad. But then I realized the head sculpt for the toy here is very good. Even for the surgeon here is also really good actually. But just I choose the helmeted head here just because he has a bit more personality. and the look is awesome. It's looking really great. This is what a Space Marine company should look, and probably they are too calm for a death company. This is what a death company should be, probably, with the bloodlust and with the black rage, right? Yeah, so really love it. So far I really love it. Okay, so thanks guys for watching until the end. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share, and don't forget to switch on your notification bell. Ciao.